Okay, imagine being sent to relieve three lighthouse keepers on a remote island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. You arrive expecting a warm welcome, but as your boat approaches the island, something feels wrong. Nobody is waiting at the dock. Nobody responds to your signal. The lighthouse door is closed, and when you finally step inside, the three men who were supposed to be there have vanished without a trace. No bodies, no witnesses, no explanation. More than 125 years later, the disappearance of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse Keepers remains one of the most chilling mysteries ever recorded.
The Flannan Isles are a small group of rocky islands located about 20 miles off the coast of Scotland. Even today, they're isolated and unforgiving, but in 1900 they were even more remote. The only permanent structure on the largest island, Moor, was a lighthouse built to guide ships safely through dangerous waters. Living there wasn't easy. The lighthouse keepers spent weeks at a time cut off from the rest of the world, surrounded by nothing but cliffs, wind, and the endless ocean. In December of 1900, 3 men were stationed there. James Ducat, the principal keeper, Thomas Marshall, the second assistant, and Donald McArthur, a temporary replacement. Nobody knew that they were about to become part of one of history's greatest mysteries. On December 15th, a passing ship reportedly noticed something strange. The lighthouse wasn't shining. For sailors navigating those dangerous waters, that was a serious problem. However, bad weather prevented anyone from immediately checking on the lighthouse. Several days passed. Finally, on December 26th, the relief vessel Hesperus arrived at the island. A relief keeper named Joseph Moore was aboard. As the ship approached, Moore expected to see one of the keepers waiting. That was standard procedure, but nobody appeared. The dock was empty. The island was silent, and a feeling of unease began to spread among the crew. Joseph Moore climbed the steep path toward the lighthouse. He knocked on the door. No answer. He entered the building. What he found only deepened the mystery. The beds had been slept in. The kitchen showed signs of recent use, but the lighthouse was completely empty. The 3 keepers were gone. One detail stood out immediately. 2 sets of waterproof gear were missing, but one set remained hanging inside. This suggested that one of the men may have gone outside without proper protection from the harsh weather. Why would an experienced lighthouse keeper do that? The question has never been answered. The entire island was searched. The cliffs, the shoreline, every building, nothing. No trace of any of the 3 men was ever found. As news of the disappearances spread, stories about strange clues began to emerge. Some reports claimed that the lighthouse logbook contained entries describing violent storms. One entry supposedly stated that one of the keepers had been crying. Another claimed that the men had been praying together. This was considered unusual because they were all experienced seamen accustomed to dangerous weather. However, modern historians have pointed out a problem. Many of these famous logbook entries may never have existed. Over time, journalists and storytellers appear to have added dramatic details to the story. In reality, much of what people think they know about the case is based on legends rather than verified facts. And that makes separating truth from fiction even more difficult. So, what happened to the 3 men? The most widely accepted explanation involves a rogue wave. Investigators discovered evidence of storm damage on the island's western landing area. Railings had been bent. Equipment had been displaced. The theory is that one keeper went outside to secure equipment during rough weather. A second man followed to help. The third keeper then left the lighthouse as well. While they were near the cliffs, a massive wave crashed over the rocks and swept all 3 men into the sea. Considering the power of Atlantic storms, this explanation is certainly possible, but some people aren't convinced. Critics point out that lighthouse keepers were highly trained and understood the dangers of rough seas. Would all three men really have left the lighthouse at the same time? Others have suggested a fight or murder. Perhaps an argument escalated, leading to tragedy. But no evidence supports this theory. Then there are the supernatural explanations. Local folklore spoke of strange spirits and mysterious forces on the islands. Some believe the men encountered something beyond explanation. Of course, there's no evidence for that either. Yet the mystery continues to attract those who believe there must be more to the story. Today, the lighthouse still stands on Island Moor. The waves still crash against the cliffs, and the wind still echoes across the empty island. More than a century has passed since James Ducat, Thomas Marshall, and Donald McArthur disappeared. No bodies were ever recovered. No final message was ever found. And no one knows exactly what happened during those final moments. Perhaps they were victims of nature's incredible power. Or perhaps the true story was lost with them forever. Whatever the answer may be, the Flannan Isles Lighthouse Mystery remains one of the most haunting disappearances in history. 3 men went to work on a lonely island, and somehow they never came back. What do you think happened? Let me know in the comments below.